have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
What's on your mind, Cayman? If you're ready to talk, we are ready to listen. Discussing current events and local news, community spotlights, hot topics, listener stories, cultural and historical discussions, environmental issues, fun and lighthearted topics, guest interviews. Cayman, basically anything you want to talk about, we are ready to listen. Here's your guest host.
Coming up next, it's Talk Today, and we'll hear about the latest in oncology at the Baptist Health Miami Cancer Institute, and Open Line. Let's have some lively discussion this afternoon. Pick up the phone, give me a call. Talk Today's next, right here on Radio Cayman. Stay with me.
Talk Today is reminding you
to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
And now, back to Talk Today.
Good afternoon, and thank you for making me a part of your lunch hour. I'm Charles Glidden. Glad that you could tune in. It's Friday, but not a regular Friday really, because most Fridays, we wrap up the week, which we can do. We can wrap up the week, but most of the time, once Friday rolls around, we're getting ready to go into our individual cocoons, block out the world, and so have a little me time, right? Chill and enjoy whatever it is that makes you happy. But this weekend, we still have to be on alert, being informed, because Tropical Storm Melissa is creeping along, creeping. As a matter of fact, this morning I saw where the National Hurricane Center was saying that it was actually stalled out. It was stationary. They said where it usually has movement, stationary. It's moving again, and forecast to track along the south coast of Jamaica, a little bit further away from Jamaica, I think, than what it was last night. And then it's going to turn up there as it gets to the end of Jamaica. And the latest update from our hurricane experts here in Cayman at the National Weather Service said that track that will take it more northerly is a little bit more east than what it was previously, and looks better for us, especially Grand Cayman. I don't know if it's the same for the sister islands. We'll have to see how that pans out. But our friends and family in Jamaica, boy, they're going to get it. It seems. As a matter of fact, it's possible. It's possible it might make landfall somewhere there, maybe in western Jamaica. But we just have to keep ourselves aware and informed, because Melissa is a naughty girl. She likes to misbehave. She's not a regular storm. Not if you remember those storms from last year, they could get a pretty good track on them, tell you what was happening. Yeah, it would shift a few degrees over, 3-day period or so, but they were much easier to track. But Melissa is not that way at all. And lots of rain. If you see the satellite picture, it's very spread out, very messy. And so I don't know how much that will impact us, but stay aware and pay attention to official information. The people on the ground here in Grand Cayman will be able to inform us better what to expect than pretty much anybody, because they're in touch with the National Hurricane Center, and they're making their own assessments here as to what is happening. So base what you are going to do and how you handle it if we have bad weather according to the updates and advisories that are issued here in Grand Cayman. They will tell you what's up. And yesterday we had some lively conversation. I know one of the things that we touched on yesterday was population growth. Cayman's population has just skyrocketed, and apparently at a meeting in West Bay that included the West Bay MPs, of which the Premier is one, of course. They were saying that we have reached 90,000 people, and some people are concerned about that. It really is kind of mind-boggling if you've lived here all along, and suddenly you're hearing that we have 90,000 people. That's a lot of people for Cayman. It's, remember, at one time you could go to the beach and you could actually find a private spot. And when I say private because there wasn't anybody else around. Not that way anymore. We all know that. You go into a grocery store, there's a lot of people in there. You better be prepared to, get in line and wait for a while on a Saturday when people are all out shopping. And the population has no sign of slowing down either. So we always hear about this figure of 100,000. Well, we're only 10,000 short of that. Do you think we need to do something about that? We're going to take a break. We can talk about that when we come back.
Big news at Cayman Airways. We've added more flights to Miami, and airfares start from just $80 US each way plus taxes. You heard that right. This fare is less than the taxes and fees. Whether you need a day trip or an afternoon flight on a Friday, Cayman Airways has you covered for that Miami trip with fares as low as $80 US each way. Some conditions apply, and these cheap seats are limited, so hurry and book your seats today at CaymanAirways.com. More flights, more trips, more Miami with Cayman Airways.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
There you go, sir.
Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
The Fall Labor Force Survey and Quality of Life Survey is currently being conducted by the Economics and Statistics Office. The Labor Force Survey seeks to collect data on employed and unemployed persons who are not in the labor force. The Quality of Life Survey seeks to gather information on life satisfaction, sense of well-being, financial security, economic outlook, social inclusion, sense of belonging to the local community, and perceived health. Trained interviewers with ID cards will visit randomly selected households. For more details, please call the ESO hotline 516-3329.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. And if you want to talk about something, about what's on your mind, what concerns you, you can pick up the phone, give me a call. We have a free number. You won't use any of your credits. 1-800-534-8255. That's compliments of flow. Or you can also call in 949-8037 or 949-6990. Or you can WhatsApp us, give us a message, or give us a call. 925-3261. And before we took that break there, I'd mentioned about the population now is said to be at 90,000. And, there have been some concerns about it. We do have a caller on the line. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Good afternoon. This is Ventisha Conley. I'm calling from the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture, and Heritage. How are you today?
I'm fine. And yourself?
We're doing wonderful. I'm just calling in to make a last reminder for people who are not knowing what they're going to do tonight or maybe tomorrow night. The annual Folk Singers concert is happening tonight at the Harkwell Theater at 7 p.m. Tickets are still available, so we invite people to come on out and join us. Or if they can't join us tonight, they can join us tomorrow night, Saturday, at the Harkwell at 6 p.m. For the annual Folk Singers concert. So just putting in a last-minute plug there with you on the air.
Okay. Well, thanks for, reminding everybody of that is happening. Even though we might be in monitor mode, we can go and enjoy some folk music.
Yes, we can enjoy the calm before the storm.
Well, hopefully the storm won't come.
That's right. We were all hoping for that one.
Yeah. So it's just 2 nights.
Yes, just 2 nights, and then early next year we take it over to the Brack so that they're not left out from our annual concert.
All right. Well, I hope you have a good show, and if I can make it there, I will come and enjoy it too.
If you can make it there, there'll be a pass at the door for you.
Oh, really? Okay, we'll make it 2.
No problem.
Okay, thanks for calling. Have a good one.
Thanks for taking my call.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
And do we have another caller there? Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Mr. Charles.
Hi, how are you?
Also known as Mr. Charlo, Uncle Charlo. Mr. Charlo, if the population is at 90,000 right now,
mm-hmm.
and half the people, say for example, half a quarter of the population have children or stepchildren come over, or not their own kids. What?
These are people who have gained residency or status or something.
Or even local people what I would estimate that the population would grow to probably, I would say, even quarter over 250,000 or so in the next 5 years, 4 years.
250,000?
I wouldn't doubt it.
I don't know if we can handle that.
And then between now and the next 5 years, and you'd have to have a lot more preschools and different types of businesses to deal with the growth. So I think we would have to do some serious preparations, because we got to expect. No doubt about it. Kids will be born, a lot more children. More people to go to supermarkets, more consumption of goods, far more. But I would think between now and the next 5 years, I would say I think it would be over 250,000.
Well, I think that's a pretty high number there, and to happen in 5 years. If we had that kind of influx in the next 5 years, we would be jumping to do a lot of things, because that's more than 50%, 100% increase. That would be too high. That would definitely be too high.
I would think so, because when it concerns relationships and that sort of thing, there a lot more relationships will be formed.
Yeah, I imagine a lot more relationships will be formed.
And then little children, coming into the world, and then the man gets with the woman gets with the man.
Yeah, we know how it goes.
They have kids, stepchildren, and all that, and on both sides, and then we look at it and said, wow, our population is now so and so and so, and how did that happen? But relationships does wonders,
Okay.
So I think so. I wouldn't doubt it, Mr. Charlo.
Okay then.
I would say between now and the next 5 years, probably over 250,000 population.
Well, I think we'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for the call.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. You take care.
All right.
So I was mentioning that it is something that a lot of people have expressed concerns about, that our population has grown so rapidly. And, that caller touched on a few things there, that a lot of the services, the infrastructure would be under, a strain. As a matter of fact, this morning I was on my phone. I saw it was Jackie Ebanks had a piece on there. I guess it was on Facebook, and she was saying, how she was concerned about it, and telling people that we as a people must do our part when we have certain relationships. And she was talking about how, Caymanians marry a foreign person, and if they may have had children previously, then those children come to Cayman. And so just one person may add another 3 people just automatically like that. And that, if you multiply that, then this thing just keeps growing. The population is really surging at a rapid rate. How do we deal with that, though? A lot of our population I think, is more about the number of work permits that have been granted. And yes, there have been marriages, and people will marry foreign spouses, and they may have children. And that has contributed to it. But I think work permits are the real driver of our population. And can we really tell a business who needs an employee that they can't have a work permit? Are we going to say, sorry, we're putting a moratorium on any more new work permits? We're going to control the population growth. What is that business supposed to do? Perhaps they've just lost a very strategic person, a very vital person to their business. They can't find anyone locally to replace that person. Are they just supposed to do without? If you're running a business, and sometimes you have that person that is, a principal person that really makes your business work for you, make it run smoothly. Can the government really tell someone that, sorry, no more work permits for a while? Yeah, it would control the population, but I think we're going to have some unintended consequences also. And I've said before, we are in many ways a victim of our own success. Once upon a time, it was just Caymanians, but do we want to go back to those times? Those were the times when to get a job, men had to go to sea. Children were born when their father was at sea. They may be even a year old before the father saw the child. I know I come from that generation. It wasn't like my father was around all the time because he was out at sea. And I'm sure all Caymanians enjoy the lifestyle that we have now. Can we maintain this lifestyle and still stunt the population growth by denying work permits? If we see businesses start to go under because they can't function, of course, some businesses, and it's already starting to happen, that while they can't get a work permit, they hire someone from overseas who can do the job remotely. Technology, right? So the job has moved overseas. If someone does become, if a Caymanian does become qualified for that job at some point, that business probably doesn't even have to to hire that person because they've already got someone in place doing it from overseas. So we got to have some kind of a balance here. It's time for a little commercial break here. Stay with me. I'll be right back.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Big news at Cayman Airways. We've added more flights to Miami and airfares start from just $80 US each way plus taxes. You heard that right. This fare is less than the taxes and fees. Whether you need a day trip or an afternoon flight on a Friday, Cayman Airways has you covered for that Miami trip with fares as low as $80 US each way. Some conditions apply and these cheap seats are limited, so hurry and book your seats today at CaymanAirways.com. More flights, more trips, more Miami with Cayman Airways.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
The 8:12 a.m. weather report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by CG Britcay. Insurance, health, pensions, life, where people come first.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. And we have a WhatsApp caller on the line. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today. Hello?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chalong. How you doing?
I'm fine. And you?
Yeah, not too bad, in the listening to your conversation there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's time that we start to think that we could live off of our own population instead of inflating the population with an artificial one, because we seeing the repercussions what happening, and as long as we keep growing and the infrastructure keep lagging and the Caymanian people keep lagging, we can always run into this problem, and this problem will keep on growing and we'll never be the part we're supposed to be as long as that keep happening. So it's time for us to slow it down and start to bring the Caymanian people forward, that we could generate some of this money, that instead of going out of the country, the Caymanians could invest this money back in their own country, and then Cayman would start to grow. Some people don't want to hear that, because some people is in control of the monopoly and all that kind of stuff. And if they let new Caymanians come in, younger Caymanians come in, then they might lose that monopoly. So I'm saying, so all that is part of what's going on, And
but you think Caymanians alone can keep this economy up?
Sure we could. You gotta realize now it's the government, the self that is the civil servants, the self that is taking up a large amount of this money, and the parliamentarians, and that way most of the money going in this country, why it is a net worth a couple of trillions of dollars. I mean, the mutual funds and all that that stay here, it's just that we got to put Caymanians in those places. So,
but do we have enough of them? Do we have enough Caymanians?
Well, we got grow, and I got happen overnight. I mean, you're not gonna snap the finger. I keep saying this because I've been an advocate for this for years.
Mhm.
You're not gonna snap your finger and it gonna happen. It's gonna take about 10 years for that to happen.
And a lot
But
of
we gotta
babies.
start now today. So some people don't want that don't want wait 10 years for it to grow. If we had started this 10 years ago, we would have been where we're supposed to have been now. Because we never get there overnight. It took us what 20, 30 years to get there with this
I mean,
business.
are you saying that we need to start growing our own population?
Yeah.
Because I remember. Do you remember? You remember a governor? Do you remember a governor by the name of Governor Lloyd?
I think I do.
He was way back, what, 80s or something like that? I remember him saying that what Caymanians needed to start having more babies.
Exactly.
We have more children, so you have a bigger population, and so that when they go to school, they get trained, and you have more Caymanians to put into the workforce.
Yeah, it's simple. That's what we need. That's what we needed to do. You want to run a test. Find out how much if you want Caymanian papers, give up the other papers you got. If you're an American citizen and you want to be Caymanian, you got to give up your Caymanian paper. If you're a Jamaican, you got to give up your Jamaican papers to become Caymanian.
Well, a lot of people they're here to work.
Then you'll see who's who. Then you'll see who's who. Because most of those people that got Cayman papers and things, they're not loyal to this island, Some of them gonna go back to their own country and retire. They're just taking whatever they could take out of this country for now. That's what it is. What I really call about though was this dump situation, the public landfill.
Uh-huh.
I haven't heard any real solutions about what gonna happen to that if that is just being kicked down the line now for the next 4 years.
Yeah, that's
a serious national disgrace.
Yeah, somebody needs to take that bull by the horns, huh?
Yeah. I mean, we got to start recycle programs that work, and then all these people in the island in helping because the bigger the population is, the more garbage we can produce. I mean, that is common sense, So all of that needs to be done. We building nice hotels and nice buildings and thing, and our garbage stinks. We not got decent place to put our garbage and all that kind of stuff. If that get any higher, that can be the height of
the highest point in the island.
If the dump I'm talking about if that dump get any higher, that can be the height of the Himalayas. They keep stocking that up. I mean,
well, it is. I guess it is the highest point in Cayman, Grand Cayman.
Yeah, when you out at sea, that's the first thing you see before you see land.
Mm-hmm.
The boat, they see that point. They see that point when you're out in the ocean, far out in the ocean. A couple of miles off, like 3 miles off, you're gonna see the dump. Before you see Cayman, you're gonna see the dump. Before you see land, you're gonna see that dump.
Well, listen, I got a couple of callers that I got to get in before 2:00. So thank you for the call, eh?
Okay.
Have a good afternoon. We have some other callers there. Let's get one on the line here. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Mr. Glidden.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm doing okay. And yourself?
Yeah, good. You survived the evening, huh?
Yeah.
I was just listening to him for a few minutes there. He had some good pointers there. But talking about the population to be Caymanians, it's going to be pretty sticky because a lot of people ain't having babies no more. So who's majority having babies now are foreigners having babies in the Cayman Island. And many years ago, when a child was born in Cayman and the mother was from Jamaica, the child had to go to Jamaica and they didn't gain no passport. But I believe that has changed now that they can gain a passport now, and whoever born here can gain a passport. But if I am wrong, someone can correct me.
I don't think
Because-
that's how it goes. I think you would still have to have a Caymanian parent.
Well, I had a girlfriend was Jamaican. The baby father was a Jamaican, and when the child born here, they had to send it to Jamaica.
Yeah. As a
Now
matter of
the
fact, I
person
think
is
we had
grown.
someone on from immigration on the morning show for the record, and they made that point that just because a child is born here doesn't mean they're going to be issued a Caymanian passport.
So that's still in effect?
No, if a child of a foreign national who does not have Cayman status is born in Cayman, they're not going to just automatically be given a Cayman passport.
Okay. Well, I don't know, but many years ago, the gentleman that was grown and he's here working on a work permit. So, well, from what I can remember, I believe she told me that he had got his passport at some point in time, which I don't know.
And a passport is not a proof of any kind of citizenship. I mean, a Caymanian passport. A Caymanian passport really doesn't give you any rights except maybe to enter the country.
But, to have our own population of Caymanians to run this country, I don't really think that that's going to happen to a degree.
We don't have enough.
We do not have enough. And as you can look at the graduation that we just had last week, and I know we probably had 400 to 500 people graduated. And if we had 2% of Caymanians in that, it's a miracle, okay? And they will be the ones who will be getting the scholarships and the education to help run this island down the line. It would be nice.
If they have the status, I guess. Listen, I have 2 minutes to go to news time, and I got someone on the line, and I need to get them in before the news, okay? We can talk later.
Oh, definitely. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We have one more before we go to the news. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Glidden.
Yes.
How are you today, sir?
I'm all right. And yourself?
Not bad. Listen, this can be veering off the topic a bit. You guys talking about population growth. We've been past 90,000 for I don't know how long now, but, if they just get into that consensus, well, that is them. I know better than that. But what I'm really calling in about is all of these people that they have working here and they don't have work permit. Let me give you an example. That new hotel that is building there on, I don't remember the name of the road, but it's right off Elgin Avenue.
Oh, GT1?
GT1. That is the one. They have these people working there. They're not paying them in time. I don't even know if they pay them because they dangle the carrot in front of their nose. Oh, yes, we're going to pay you this day, we're going to pay you that day. They don't pay them.
And you're saying they're not on work permits?
Some of them. I know for sure those pretend millionaire developers that they got doing that project. I don't know if they have 5 cents to their name, but they're getting all of this due to concession from government. They have people working there. They don't even have their work permits. Enforcement need to be down there almost on a daily basis. Right now they can go there and probably pick up 30 or 40 of them. Pension and labor need to get down there too and get their act in gear instead of just sitting on an air conditioner and hoping people would email it in or bring it in. They just need to get down there and get off and go and do something because they'll have these people working 7 days a week, not paying them no overtime. They got to remember it's a 45-hour work week. Mm-hmm. After that, it's time and a half. And then when you make them work on Sunday, it's double time. They say they want this hotel open in December. They need to put the money up if they want to do it. They're getting enough due to concession, I'm sure.
Okay, we're going to have to hold up right there.
I have known people now that are there working, and they've been dangling this carrot in front of them from, I don't know, must be last week. Oh, we're going to pay it tomorrow. We're going to pay it this day. Today is another week. Things in Cayman are not cheap. Prices are going up. They have bills to pay, rent to pay, and yet these people here dangling carrot in front of their faces. No, man.
Okay, thank you for the call. I have to go to the newsroom, see what's making news.
We are Radio Cayman.
Covering Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and Grand Cayman.
1 in a million. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
The Department of District Administration has completed precautionary storm shuttering preparations of all government-owned buildings today. The shuttering is, of course, due to necessary prep for possible impacts from Tropical Storm Melissa. However, the department has also advised that they continue to remain open to the public during their regular business hours at this time. They do encourage the public to stay tuned to official government channels for accurate and current information and to continue to make necessary preparations. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said today the U.S. military conducted a strike on a vessel suspected of carrying drugs, killing 6 people as part of the campaign against drug cartels. Citing cartel activity, the administration argues the strikes target vessels operated by the Tren de Aragua gang, with Hegseth noting attacks continue in the Caribbean Sea. Lawmakers from both parties warned that President Donald Trump ordered strikes without Congress authorization. The pace of strikes has accelerated from 1 every few weeks in September to 3 in 1 week. AI firm Anthropic and Google announced a multi-billion-dollar cloud partnership on Thursday, enabling Anthropic access to up to 1 million of Google's tensor processing units, or TPUs. The deal, valued in the tens of billions, is the largest TPU commitment made by Google to date. The TPUs are expected to bring over a gigawatt of AI compute capacity online in 2026, according to Google's statement. Those are the latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
HSA's Orthopedic Clinic has relocated to the second floor of the Smith Road Medical Center. Our dedicated team of highly skilled orthopedic surgeons treat conditions ranging from spine to ankle injuries in adult and pediatric patients. We offer minimally invasive procedures from ligament reconstruction to hip and knee replacement. If you have experienced an injury due to sports or day-to-day activities, call 949-8600 and schedule an appointment with HSA's Orthopedic Clinic, now located at the Smith Road Medical Center.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
In the spring and summer of 1978, U.S.-based regional air carrier Red Carpet Airlines was operating non-stop service twice a week between Cayman Brac and the St. Petersburg Clearwater International Airport in Florida, as well as inter-island flights non-stop between Cayman Brac and Grand Cayman, 5 days a week, with both services being flown with twin-engine Convair 440 prop aircraft. By the summer of 1980, Red Carpet was operating direct one-stop service twice a week between Cayman Brac and Tampa International Airport via a stop at Grand Cayman. By the spring of 1982, Red Carpet's successor AeroSun International was continuing to operate Convair 440 service between Cayman Brac and Tampa and Grand Cayman.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. And in this segment, we're going to be hearing from Baptist Hospital about the latest advances in treatment of brain cancer. And my guest in the studio to tell us all about that is Dr. Manmeet Ahluwalia, and he is the Chief Scientific Officer and Chief Medical Oncologist at Baptist Health Miami Cancer Institute. Good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be with you.
So tell us a little bit about the work that you do at Baptist.
Sure. So I'm a medical oncologist by training, and my area of expertise is brain tumors. So essentially, I see patients who have primary brain tumors. That means tumors of the brain that arise in the brain, and they tend to usually stay in the brain. But I also see a lot of patients with brain metastases. So these are the cancers like breast cancer or lung cancer that can sometimes break off and go to the brain. And that's the term used for those patients, brain metastases. Those are the two most common cancers that I will see there. Now, obviously, I'm the chief of medical oncology, so a big part of my job is also how do I mentor and support the other medical oncologists who are taking care of all of our patients who come through our doors.
Have there been a lot of advances in recent years as far as brain cancers?
Yeah, so basically, again, when we look at brain cancer or brain tumors, we can divide it in two big parts. One is primary brain tumors, so it refers to the cancers or tumors that arise in the brain. The second one is brain metastases, like I said, cancers from other part of the body that come to the brain, so like lung cancer, breast cancer, melanoma. These are the three most common cancers that go to the brain. So in brain metastases, in the last 2 decades, there has been a transformative changes, actually. So when I started training and then practice, on an average, patients with brain metastases lived 6 to 12 months. Now we have particular patients, maybe with a lung cancer, EGFR. It's a particular kind of lung cancer, which tends to occur in very commonly in Hispanic patients, in non-smokers, often women. And when I started, the outcomes were the same, 6 to 12 months. But now these patients on an average are living 3 to 4 years with even brain metastases. There are other kinds of lung cancer like ALK, another subtype with 5% lung cancer patients. They're living 5, 6, 7 years. So we have seen, because of all the advancements in genomic profiling, that is when if someone has cancer, what we do is they send their cancer tissue for genomic profiling. So we look at the DNA, the RNA, what's driving someone's cancer. And then we can devise better drugs or treatments for those patients. So depending on that, we have seen some transformative changes. And it's really exhilarating to see how far we have come from these people living 6 to 12 months to now living 6+ years for certain subtypes. Mm-hmm. There are others which still need work, but that's what makes us go to work every day.
So, I mean, that must be quite rewarding to be a part of that advancement.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, again, one of the things that we take pride of at Miami Cancer Institute and at Baptist Health South Florida is not only that we are actually treating our patients with these innovations, we are actually working actively to create these innovations. So we are leading multiple trials where we are the leaders of it, but we collaborate because cancer is a universal problem. And we love to collaborate with top cancer centers in the United States, Dana-Farber, Memorial Sloan Kettering, MD Anderson. But we love to collaborate with people in Europe, Latin America, other places, so that we can bring the best science together. Because in cancer, we always say it takes a village to take care of a cancer patient. And you always want the strongest players on your team because we like to win the championship. And for us, that is to bring the best treatment to any patient that we will take care of.
Tell us a little bit about the latest innovations as far as proton therapy and minimally invasive surgery.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll give you a couple of examples. We have a lot of tools in the toolbox, and that's one of the things we are very proud of at Miami Cancer Institute, because when Baptist Health built the Miami Cancer Institute close to this was an idea put together almost a decade back, and we have been, in terms of a building, been there for 7 to 8 years. We brought some of the latest technologies in the entire world to Miami and South Florida, and one of them is the proton therapy. So, radiation, as we know, we often use that to treat patients with cancer, but we don't like radiation. So I'll just give you an example. If you take a family member to get an X-ray, the first thing they say after you put the family member in the X-ray, in front of the X-ray machine, is to get out. So one of the things what we like with proton, and especially for kids or brain tumors where, precision is extremely important, because with proton there is not much scatter. So the radiation goes to the area you focus it on. And so we have a fairly large proton program. We see patients from not only South Florida, but we see them from all over the world who come to visit us. And the good part of this is in cancer now, especially like with kids or sometimes the low-grade tumors, if our patients are living 5, 10, 20 years later, you want to have minimum neurocognitive side effect. What do I mean by that medical jargon is, if we use radiation, for example, in the brain, it does impact people's memory and things like that down the lane. So with proton, one of the things we can do is we can minimize the scatter. So it will go and concentrate the radiation more on the tumor, and that's where you want to know it or have it. The other part we are very excited about is these focused forms of radiation called radiosurgery. That is radiation given to brain metastases, where we can now, using modalities like gamma knife, ZAP, we have all that at Miami Cancer Institute with our partnership with Miami Neurosciences Institute, and we can actually deliver radiation with the precision of 1 millimeter. So it's that precise. So we do using AI algorithms and contour planning. So we can do very highly focused planning because we are living in the era of precision medicine. Everyone wants you to be as precise as possible. And we take that to work every day, working with a multidisciplinary team of neurosurgeons, radiation oncologists, medical oncologists, and neuro-oncologists. So it's really a joy to work with some of the smartest people on the planet there in Miami, taking care of patients who come to trust us with their care.
I know in the past, when a cancer patient went for treatment, it would be like the next few days they were wiped out. This new treatment prevents that?
So, great question. So, shifting gears a little bit to medical therapies now, and I think it's been really exhilarating to see the amount of progress we've had in the last 2 decades. I was lucky enough to be in that era of training and now in treating patients. So the era you talk about is the era of chemotherapies. And what were chemotherapies? So chemotherapies essentially are toxic substances that we give to patients because we want to kill cancer cell. So let's start off what is a cancer cell. So cancer cell is a rogue cell in your own body that goes haywire. So it almost becomes like a parasite. What do I mean by that? Every cell in the body has a function, and if it fulfills the function, sometimes they undergo what we call as a programmed cell death. What does that medical jargon means is, like if a red blood cell that carries oxygen in a body is supposed to live for 120 days. After it fulfills this function, the body gets rid of it. So cancer cell is a cell that evades that process of being killed. So it almost becomes like immortal. It divides very fast. And because it's like a parasite, it sucks the energy from the rest of the body. So that's why you'll often see cancer patients losing weight drastically, because it's almost like the cancer is sucking the energy from the rest of the body. So traditionally, when we treated these patients, we used to give them what we called as chemotherapies. And it was almost like a bomb, like we would throw it. And so you would kill the cancer cell, which was a rapidly dividing cell. But it will also kill a lot of other rapidly dividing cells. And what were those? Those were your white blood cells, which find infection, your red blood cells that carry oxygen. So you would see patients with cancer, when they would get chemotherapies, they would have low blood counts, they would get anemic, they would get infections. But now it's so exhilarating. We are entering into this era of genomics now. So when we see someone at Miami Cancer Institute, we send their cancer tissue that the surgeon takes out at the time of surgery for evaluation, and using some of the best technologies in the country or the world, we actually look at what's the DNA that's driving someone's cancer, if there is one, or the RNA part. And then what we sometimes can use, and a lot of times now, we don't use chemotherapies, we use these drugs called targeted therapies. So they actually go and attack the genetic change in someone's body that's driving their cancer. These drugs tend to be more sensitive. we are also living in an era of immunotherapy, where we are using people's immune system to go and fight cancer. Actually, your body is a great ability or fighting machine, because we are getting rid of bad cells in our cells every day, not realizing it. Like every time we go under the sun, there is some damage that happens, right? That's why we wear sunscreen and sunblocks. So our body is very efficient of getting rid of these changes or these rogue cells. Sometimes it gets overwhelmed when the cancer takes over. So one of the things the cancer does is, cancer is a very smart cell. It tries to evade this immune mechanism of the body by inducing a shield around it. So some of the newer immunotherapies take away that shield, and your body then revs up and it goes and kills cancer. We are also working on vaccines, where we can go and in the vaccine give people a protein that mimics what is the driving pathway of the cancer cell. So your body gets these T cells that really get revved up or charged up, and they go and start clearing these cancer cells. That's why the beauty of immunotherapy or vaccine-based approaches is, sometimes when you hit it, you can hit it out of the park. You can have outcomes which are fabulous for years. And then we have now newer drugs called antibody drug conjugates, which are like smart chemotherapies. And here what we do is we use a Trojan horse story. So what we do is we use that protein which is expressed on the cell as a way to get into the cell, and that's where this toxic substances are released in the cancer cell. So the cells which are next to the cancer cells can get spared. So we are moving closely into an era now from chemotherapy to targeted therapy, which goes after the genetic changes, immunotherapy, antibody drug conjugates, smart chemotherapies or smart bombs now, because we want to minimize the collateral damage. So what it does for the patients is, it not only is now affording them better outcomes, but is also helping them have a better quality of life. Because everyone's body can only take so much chemotherapy. You cannot relentlessly give people chemotherapy, because a lot of chemotherapies, when we give it to patients, it takes a bite out of your bone marrow. And everyone, when they're born, have bone marrow that will last up to 100 years. So that's why
you used to wonder which one was worse, the disease or the cure, right?
So unfortunately, there are a lot of side effects and the price you pay for those things. So, but it's really heartening to see that we have these transformative changes for our patients in the last 2 decades, and I could not be more bullish and excited about the next 2 decades.
Yeah. When it comes to cancers like brain tumors, is that DNA based? I mean, you mentioned that a while ago. Is it hereditary where that happens?
So great question. Actually, when I see my patients for at least the primary brain tumors, and I'll answer both the questions separately, primary brain tumors and brain metastases. For primary brain tumors, actually only 1% of our patients have a hereditary risk factor. 99% of our patients is just bad luck or chance. But they do, for most of them, will have some genetic alterations, but that will happen specifically for that patient. So there's a term or medical jargon called somatic, that it only happened in that patient, may not affect their family member. When it affects the family member, the term we tend to use is germline. That's when you have these hereditary syndromes, but it's only 1% of primary brain tumors that has that risk factor. Now, brain metastases, on the other hand, can depend on the kind of cancer it is. So lung cancer, breast cancer, or melanoma. And sometimes they might be germline, like the BRCA type, which is in breast cancer. Around 5% of our patients can have higher risk for having that kind of cancer.
Now, at Baptist, you have what is called the personalized care, and you have a team that looks at each patient to see just how to approach their problems. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so again, at Baptist, patient-centric care is our mission. A patient is always the center of what we think is the right thing to do. And our teams are composed of, so I always use the term, it takes a village to take care of a cancer patient. And we firmly believe that in Baptist. So what we do is we do a multi-centric prong approach. One is we have this group of highly specialized doctors who are working together. So like in brain cancer, if someone comes and sees us, we have neurosurgeons who just operate on brain tumors who will be seeing them. We have radiation oncologists who typically treat patients with brain cancer every day. Then same way medical oncologists like me or neuro-oncologists. But then also very important for healthcare delivery, we believe, is the other part. And the other part is the support services. We have patient navigators. We have nurses. We have got medical assistants. We have got schedulers. These people are very essential to providing care. And then when we see international patients, we have a very highly accomplished, prominent team of international, which has a long history of working together with doctors and representatives from these countries, because sometimes there are cultural differences where patients are coming from to us. So this team makes sure that when the patients are traveling overseas to trust us with their care, we can give them as seamless of a transition as possible. So a lot of this is a big team working behind the scenes to provide the best and the most exemplary care for our patients.
So you have representatives here in Cayman?
Yeah, we do actually. We are very lucky. We've actually Baptist, this is my first trip to Cayman. By the way, beautiful country. Loved coming here. I went to the parliamentary luncheon at the Chamber of Commerce. Really a lot of bullish sentiments about future growth, economic growth, which is always great. But the part I love the best is how hospitable and warm the people are. Everyone treats you with a smile. So I've fallen in love with your country on my first trip.
And when you come, you don't want to leave.
Yeah, I know. I was just asking people how expensive it is to live here. So, but
very expensive.
Yeah, I know. Listen, if you're coveted, you're wanted. That's what sets the price in the market, right? Everyone wants to come here. So what I would say is, what I'm learning is Baptist Health luckily has had a long history of having very deep and close interactions with Caymans, which has expanded several decades. Like, we were working with your island back in 1990s. So I think some of those long-standing relationships are there. Luckily, we have several people who are in town, in the country. We have a PET scan machine here, which is very good. It actually was I was told the first PET CAT scan that was here in Cayman Islands. And I was talking to the team that takes care of those patients. They're very lucky. Some lovely ladies working with them every day of the week. And what I would say is we also work very closely in Miami then with the team here on ground, because if they want to see someone has a seizure, for example, then we want to make sure that we are connecting them to a seizure surgeon in Baptist who only does seizure surgery. So, for example, we have Dr. Aviva Abash. We just recruited her from University of Nebraska. She's one of the top epilepsy or seizure surgeons in the world. And she's at Baptist with us. So we like the concept we want to do is we want every patient to get the best possible care. Now, if they can get that in the community here, we are very happy supporting them. But if they need to make a relatively short trip to Miami, we are more than happy to serve them and then return them back to the physicians and for them to come back and stay in their community and live with their family.
So what are you going to be doing in Cayman while you're here?
Well, again,
you didn't just come to see me.
I know. I mean, I've been very fortunate. I'm at a healthcare conference here, which I was very impressed by. 300 attendees. I had the pleasure to hear the Honorable Health Minister. She has a very grand vision. I'm going to have the privilege of meeting with her later today as well, and talk to the doctors. And see how can we elevate the care in Cayman Islands, working together with partnerships with various health systems here, and if there's a need, and if we can serve the patients in Miami. But it's basically, we believe in collaboration, because you deliver the best patient care when you collaborate.
So when people think they have a problem, the first thing they do is to contact your people, your representatives here in Cayman.
Yeah, so absolutely. So they have a local doctor. Most of the physicians here know our health system and our representatives on the ground, because we know all the major health systems here in town. And the best thing is to reach out to the representative here on the ground and then present your case. And then normally what happens is the representative will talk to our international team in Miami, and we are pretty responsive. People will hear back the same day or the very next day. And then what we do is we figure out who's the best doctor who treats the particular condition they have day in, day out, and then connect that patient with the physician team and then collaborate to bring the patient over to Miami if they need to come and see us, whether it's for surgery, any specialized procedure, or a second opinion.
What would you say to our listeners about, if you're diagnosed and the outlook for them, and the importance of attitude and so forth?
Well, I always say, I was actually reading an article on LinkedIn today, and it basically said, if you think positively, your brain neurons start firing positively. And if you think negatively, your brain neurons fire negatively. So what I will say, people, is if you get diagnosed with a serious condition, first of all, keep hope. But second is be vigilant, because I always tell people your best advocate is you yourself. So talk to your family, talk to your local doctors, and then explore. Right? I mean, that's why, we like to have these partnerships and close relationships with Cayman so that people know who we are. We have a long history or a track record of having collaborated with health systems here. And a lot of times it's like, relationship in life. You know that you have a trusted partner in US, and you can count on them for giving you the best and most up-to-date care. And so a lot of it is that bi-directional relationship. It's the trust factor. I think trust is so much more important in healthcare than in any other industry, because people are going to put the trust in you in the most challenging time of their life when they're sick. And if anyone is sick, the first thing they want to do is get better. How do you get better? You get the best care at a place you can go to.
You talked about DNA and hereditary, especially as far as brain cancers are concerned. But living healthy affects brain cancers also? I mean, eating good?
So what I will do is I'll break this up in brain cancer, but I'll break it up in general for cancer, because, again, that's an important part. So while there is research, there's no validated research about healthy living and brain cancer. But I would say healthy living in general is good, and it helps prevent cancer because, A, your body is in a good shape. Right? If you're in a good shape, if you have to tackle anything, you can tackle it better. But also, a healthy person normally, now we have this concept of longevity, right? There's a lot of stuff going on healthy living, healthy eating, exercise. I'll give you a very interesting trait. The best thing for your memory is a 30-minute exercise, actually. When you do a physical walk or a jog, that actually helps your brain really function better. Now, we would not think that a physical exercise would make your brain function better, but it is true. There is evidence to show that. So that way, what I would say is, if someone is living a healthy lifestyle, and I think you can do that on this island because it's so beautiful, you have nature, you're eating healthy food, non-processed food, you're doing exercise every day, staying physically and mentally sharp. Those are the best things you can do. And if you're doing those things, you're less likely to have cancer. Now, on the other hand, sadly, things happen. If you do, then the best thing is to go and get the best possible care.
And I would imagine that affects the survival rate also.
Oh, absolutely. So what we know clearly is that we use a term in cancer called performance status. Let me break it down for you. That means is how functional someone is. So if someone's very high functioning compared to someone who's bedridden, the person who's very high functioning will definitely do better with cancer. First, because they have a better immune system. The body is better equipped to handle the cancer. But more importantly, we can give them more treatment. So if you are going to be more healthy, starting something, the chances are you're going to be able to complete the treatment and take some of these treatments, which can be tough.
Dr. Manmeet Ahluwalia, thank you so much for joining me in the studio here. And enjoy your visit to Cayman. I'm sure you'll be back again.
Oh, sure. I mean, I've fallen in love with your country. It's a beautiful country with amazing people. I can't wait to come back.
All right. And you can come and talk to us again here at Talk Today when you do.
Absolutely. It was my pleasure to spend time with you.
We'll be right back with more Talk Today.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Big News at Cayman Airways. We've added more flights to Miami and airfares start from just $80 US each way plus taxes. You heard that right. This fare is less than the taxes and fees. Whether you need a day trip or an afternoon flight on a Friday, Cayman Airways has you covered for that Miami trip with fares as low as $80 US each way. Some conditions apply and these cheap seats are limited, so hurry and book your seats today at CaymanAirways.com. More flights, more trips, more Miami with Cayman Airways.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Protect your computers and mobile devices with security software to defend against cyber attacks through viruses, malware, and other online threats. Be aware of unsecure Wi-Fi connections when in public. If you need to access your online banking or sensitive information on your mobile devices, try disabling the Wi-Fi and switching to data from your mobile network. If you suspect a fraud attempt, please contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands, the ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom, the land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your sister islands.
Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
When you choose Cineco Motor Insurance, you're not just getting coverage. You're joining a community that cares about protecting you and your loved ones. Why Cineco? Personalized coverage tailored to your needs. 24/7 claims service, always just a call away, and peace of mind with CARE roadside assistance for flat tires to towing anytime, anywhere in Cayman. Ready for a quote? Visit Cineco.ky. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
Follow Radio Social media, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Interact with our talk shows on YouTube. Download our official Radio Cayman app, or you can log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky. You can also add us to WhatsApp
on 925-3261.
All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Radio Cayman. Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. And since we're just talking there about brain tumors, I think this is an opportune time to remind folks about the gray area. Remember, I had a guest on, Oscar and Melissa DaCosta, and they have the gray area, which is an organization that supports and has awareness and education about brain tumors, and they're right here in Cayman to support people who have, brain tumors and other brain-related problems. And if you would like to help them out and support them in their efforts, you can make contact at info@thegrayarea.ky, and that's gray, Grey, thegrayarea.ky. info@thegrayarea.ky. And they said they appreciate any help that people can give them, so that they can support other people who are, undergoing the experience of having brain tumors. So they're trying to do some good work here. And interesting, what we were talking about before, the population growth and the booming economy, as Dr. Let me make sure I get his name right. Dr. Aluwalia referenced that he went to the Chamber parliamentary luncheon, and people are bullish on the economy, and which means a growing population. And he said, that's good. It was just interesting, the contrast that we hear sometimes, and we heard some of the calls that came in before we had the interview. And I guess it's all about a sense of perspective. People see population reaching 90,000, heading now to 100,000. It's going to get there, it seems. And why some people say that's not a good thing. Some people say that is a good thing. It's all from how you look at it. Certainly it's good for businesses in Cayman, because one of the things about doing business in Cayman is the lack of volume. When you have 200, 300,000 people as potential customers, it is much easier to scale up a business than when you have a limited volume, as we have always operated under in Cayman. I remember someone telling me that they went to try and get a franchise in the U.S., and so the first question asked, how much do you think you can gross in a month? No, it was how much do you think you can gross in a year? So they gave them a figure of what they thought would be possible in Cayman to gross if they got this franchise in Grand Cayman. Gave them the figure, and the guy said, no, sorry, that won't work. We expect our franchisees to make that amount in 1 month. And that's the difference when you have a place that has a lot of people and a small community. You just don't have the volume in business to gross the same amount. And also, that means that you probably have to sell what you're selling at a higher amount than what you would find in a larger community. Because when it comes to wholesale, the more you buy in wholesale, the better deal you get. If you have a limited volume in Cayman, you can't buy the same volume as someone who is in Miami with a store. And we haven't added on the freight and the duty yet. So when you add that on, it makes it even more expensive when you're trying to do business in Cayman and selling your product or your service. And that's one of the things that makes living in Cayman so expensive. We have a caller on the line. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Good afternoon again, Mr. Charles.
Yeah.
I like the arguments today, man. I like what the doctor is saying, and all the positive feedback from the doctor, and the good questions as well from you to him. One thing that stuck in my mind was thinking positive. He said it's good for the neurons, right?
Yeah.
And therefore it's good for the brain to think positive. And it tells me, of course, having it. I think it sort of relates somehow towards the Word of God. Having faith, then having faith would be better for your health. Better for your health, obviously, right on, Mr. Charles. Having faith that things will go well.
Having hope, having faith,
believing, being optimistic.
Yeah, well, The power of positive thinking.
Because therefore to worry and for example cursing and having a negative attitude is bad for your health. I mean, I believe it brings up your blood pressure and it causes your heart to beat harder and you're in worse health. Right, Mr. Charlo?
Sounds like a good argument.
Yes, sir. He's a very intelligent doctor, very smart man, and I think we need to listen to what he's saying and try to embrace their policies and so forth. But it sounds good, and that thing you were saying also about the volume. I think you're right on that. I believe, Mr. Charlo, because with the volume of people, the population, I think things would be cheaper, wouldn't it?
But if you have a bigger population,
I wouldn't doubt it, because the money that they would be making, they would be able to afford to lower the prices.
Well, you would. If you have a bigger volume, you could order more wholesale, and you would get a better deal on it, a better per unit price. If you can buy more, the more you buy, the better the price.
Right.
And then when you go to sell that, you can sell it for less, unless you're really greedy.
Right. I mean, if the restaurant has that great number of customers, they're making that larger portion of money, I think they would be more able to lower their prices. So maybe that might just work very well. Maybe I think that could be a good thing. I mean, if I had far more customers, probably my prices would go down a bit too. I would just close earlier, maybe. And I think another thing that might be good too is having longer hours, around the clock here in Cayman, because I don't know what the situation is now since COVID. The hours change and stuff like that, right? I don't know what it's like now, what the law is now on that, Mr. Charlo.
Well, I think you pretty much stay open as long as you want, as long as you're not selling liquor.
Okay. Wow. Well, I look forward to seeing some good things from the business sectors here in Cayman and government. I think our government is on the right track. Some brilliant people and you got a good strong opposition too. So
all right, well,
I think there's a lot of hope for Cayman, Mr. Charles.
Of course, there's a lot of hope for Cayman. We got a lot of good things going for us. Thanks for the call.
Sir. Okay, sir.
All right, I think it's time to take a little break here. Be right back.
Attention Cayman, transform your kitchen for less with Granite Express Cayman. Skip the Christmas rush and take advantage of our year-end promotion. Offer is valid until October 31st. Refresh your space with our cabinet respray services and quartz countertops for as low as $3,950. Selected material. If you only need a countertop, prices start at $2,250. Don't miss this limited time offer. Visit Granite Express Cayman today or call 922-0424 for our free estimate. Granite Express, quality stone, unbeatable prices.
Join us today and be the key to breaking down HIV stigma and getting educated. The Cayman AIDS Foundation is a nonprofit organization working diligently to eliminate HIV stigma and to help make a difference. We are dedicated to overall wellness, community campaign, and education outreach programs. Know your status. Get tested today. Early detection could save your lives. Call the HSA and make an appointment. This message has been brought to you by the Cayman AIDS Foundation.
Rotary Central Cayman Islands, in association with the Cayman Islands Health Services Authority and the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens, present East to West Health Check. Free for you, free for all. Free blood sugar, cholesterol, blood pressure, body mass index screening and assessment. Free physician's consult. The 14th Annual Rotary Central Diabetes Awareness Screening. East End Health Center. Cost you less West Bay. A.L. Thompson's Home Depot, Georgetown. Saturday, November 1st, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The East to West Health Check, a Rotary Central community initiative.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market. The best foundation you can wear is glowing, healthy skin. The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter specialize in enhancing your skin's well-being. Whether you're seeking advanced skincare, including any skin cancers, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email drporterkman@gmail.com or call 946-9020. That is 946-9020.
The wait is over. The crown awaits. The Lions and Leos Club of Grand Cayman proudly present the 42nd Miss Teen Cayman Islands pageant returning August 8th, 2026. Are you bold, talented, and ready to shine? If you're between the ages of 15 and 18, this is your moment to step forward, showcase your brilliance, and embrace the journey of a lifetime. Visit the Miss Teen Cayman Instagram and Facebook pages for registration details. The crown is calling. Will you answer? Brought to you by the Lions and Leos Club of Grand Cayman.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. And what do you think about the Georgetown Revitalization Initiative? If that name doesn't strike a bell with you, well, you know, that's all the work that's been going on in the middle of town with the beautification and all the bricks being laid there. What do you think about that? The Auditor General wants to know. The Auditor General is asking the public for their input for a performance audit to determine whether the Georgetown Revitalization Initiative is value for money and beneficial to the community. Now, if you remember, I guess it was earlier this year, there was controversy around it. Businesses were complaining how the customers couldn't get to them. I think did a business actually close down because of those works that were going on? But I know a lot of people were complaining about it because it was taking so long, and people couldn't get to businesses down there, and it caused a lot of inconvenience. to even people who were living and working in Georgetown. Actually, I see here that there was several businesses closed as a result of it. I like the Cardinal Avenue part of it. I like being able to walk down there. It looks nice. It's a sort of mall kind of thing. But then the Georgetown, the post office area looks a lot better, even though sometimes the traffic, I think they've kind of got that straightened out. But what do you think about it? Maybe you want to tell me. You can give me a call. Tell me what you think about how Georgetown is looking these days. Did we get our money's worth out of that? And if you want to contact the Auditor General and give your opinion, they can do that at the Office of the Auditor General website, and tell them what you think about the Georgetown Revitalization Initiative. I think it was certainly a good idea to beautify the capital. We have someone on the line. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Hi, good afternoon. Charlo?
Yeah.
How you doing?
All right, and you?
Yeah, well, I'm thankful and blessed, Yeah. I just call in to show my 1 cent or 2 cent or maybe even 3 or 4 on the Georgetown revitalization thing.
Yeah, what do you think?
It looks good, Charlo, but the point is it really worth it?
Yeah, well, that's what the Auditor General is asking.
The whole point, Charlo, right? No matter how, there's no parking. No parking. No matter how much I want to go down there to enjoy it, where I go park.
Yeah.
And where you got parking, you got to walk all the way. Who going to do that? Furthermore, there's nothing there beside the bricks and the pretty pavers and stuff. There's nothing to attract anybody. There's no restaurants or street, what they should have, like, encourage people or set up, like, what do you call it? In those other cities, they have restaurants with tables on outside.
Yeah, cafes, kind of.
Cafes and that kind of stuff. All these down there, jewelry stores and things. How much jewelry can you buy? And like I said, getting there, because even with the best of intentions, if you wanted to go there, where you going to park?
Yeah, parking downtown is a headache.
That defeated the whole thing, and it's just, most people, I don't know, but I know myself. I try to avoid Georgetown, downtown Georgetown. If I don't have to necessarily go there, unfortunately for me, I still have a family post box in the post office, which is on the inside, which I can only go there when it's open, And that's the only reason why I go down there, occasionally to check that. But otherwise, I avoid downtown Georgetown, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. And
I'm sure.
So what they needed to do was revitalize some businesses, get something that people would want to come to downtown Georgetown in the first place, Prettying it up is good, but for one, for who? For the few cruise ship passengers that mull around there for a few hours and they come in, So to me, it's not really worth the money and all the what you say, the problems. I hear you saying that businesses are actually closed, which is understandable because
yeah, remember a lot of people were complaining while they were building it.
While that thing was going on, man, it was terrible. To get if you had to go into downtown Georgetown. So, I really, it's a good concept, but they need to, I guess Georgetown was it wasn't really properly designed in the first place, it just sprung up there.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, Kamana Bay now would have been, specifically designed.
Yeah, a planned town.
But unfortunately, when Georgetown was growing up, we didn't have that kind of foresight or didn't have that kind of of funds available or whatever to do
And also the expertise about, to do town planning.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a specific expertise, planning a town.
Exactly. Yeah, and then back in Georgetown, that was in the 70s, 80s, when downtown Georgetown, that area there got built up.
Maybe they should have put some money into some kind of parking structure.
Yeah. What they need to do is, get a place for people to park so that, you don't have to, because it's no place to park. If you don't get those who work there, okay, this morning I had to go down in Charlo and go to the, I usually go to the bank. Well, the bank, thank God the bank has a parking.
Yes, yeah.
That's why I go there for that, for that particular bank. They have parking spaces.
I'm the same way.
Otherwise, there's no parking, Where would you park, So,
as a matter of fact, we're talk today is supposed to go down to Constitution Hall. I think it's Tuesday for a panel discussion, and I was thinking, where am I going to park? maybe I just need to hitch a ride with the outside broadcast van.
I remember one time I went Judy, and I went and park. I could try and find a place to park. And I went behind the town hall or the library, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm told, no, you can't park here. This is a stretch for this or this is for that. Or,
you got to be going to the library.
So I'm saying, well, geez, where do I park? I'm supposed to be, going to the courthouse, and they don't have parking, So it's just, to me, the crux of the matter is enough parking, No matter how pretty and fix up they make it, if people can go there and park somewhere to come out and enjoy it, ain't nobody going to park way up on Elgin Avenue or and walk to downtown Georgetown.
But a lot of the offices have abandoned downtown also, right?
Yes. And most of the places that the last time I come on up there, I was surprised to see some other who is it again? Maples. I think the Maples are down there now,
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you notice down behind, like, so much of the areas have become parking lots. Most of Sheridan Road is parking lot.
They're down toward Rock Hole, too.
Yeah, Rock Hole, and just out behind Schoolhouse Road area there. Those are all, parking lots, So, but they're for private places, you know what I mean? Because most of them, I think, are guarded or something.
Oh, yeah. They're all private.
Yeah, so, yeah, man, it's sad, but that's the reality. So my personal opinion is that it was, I don't think that it's the money worth, or it was not money that going to bear fruit.
I wonder if we actually have a final cost on that.
Yeah, that would be good to hear.
Yeah. But yeah, the Auditor General wants people to say what they think, whether it was all worth it.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you for the call.
All right, John.
Yeah, and I hope you find a parking space.
Yeah.
Take care.
All right, man. You too.
Yeah, when you go downtown, that's the first consideration. Where am I going to park? And then I know at the bank that I go to, there are people that they pretend that they're going to the bank, because they have security out trying to control who's going to be parking in the parking lot. And so people they go and park and they pretend that they're going to the bank. They'll even enter the bank and then just turn around and come back out and go wherever they were going in Georgetown, because that's the only, parking lot with a lot of spaces. Well, it is 2:00. That means it's news time.
Since 1976.
Covering Grand Cayman, no Cayman, and right. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market.
With the latest headlines, I'm Elizabeth Charles. The Ministry of Education and Training and the Department of Education Services have advised that all government schools are scheduled to reopen on Monday, the 27th of October, contingent on assessments of Tropical Storm Melissa. In a release published this afternoon, officials say the safety of students and staff is of paramount importance, and as such, they are closely monitoring weather advisories related to the weather system in coordination with Hazard Management Cayman Islands and will advise the public of any necessary changes. Parents and guardians are expected to receive updated information through school communication channels on Sunday, the 26th of October at 6 p.m. should closure or schedule adjustments be required. School-related updates will also be posted on the Department of Education Services Facebook page and at DES Cayman on Instagram. The Bureau of Labor Statistics released the Consumer Price Index today, reporting year-over-year inflation rose to 3% in September, slightly below economists' 3.1% forecast. The Federal Reserve meets on October 28th and October 29th to consider rates, and with other official data missing, today's CPI gives Fed members some insight, despite what some are considering to be a murky job market. According to Sky News, Donald Trump has announced that he is ending all trade negotiations with Canada. The move is in retaliation for a TV advert in Ontario that opposed U.S. tariffs, and on Truth Social, the president claimed it was factually incorrect. The advert in question featured former President Ronald Reagan speaking negatively about tariffs, arguing they cause job losses and trade wars. That's the latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Big news at Cayman Airways. We've added more flights to Miami and airfares start from just $80 US each way plus taxes. You heard that right. This fare is less than the taxes and fees. Whether you need a day trip or an afternoon flight on a Friday, Cayman Airways has you covered for that Miami trip with fares as low as $80 US each way. Some conditions apply and these cheap seats are limited, so hurry and book your seats today at CaymanAirways.com. More flights, more trips, more Miami with Cayman Airways.
Freedom, Cayman Rack. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
When a tropical storm or hurricane is on the way, knowing the alert levels and their colors can make all the difference in keeping you safe. The more you understand, the better you can prepare. Know your colors, know your risks. Here are the different colors and what they stand for. Yellow, alert, stay alert. Orange, watch, prepare for impact. Red, warning, take action now. Gray, assessment, conditions are being monitored and assessed. Green, all clear, remain vigilant and stay informed. Be ready, stay safe, and act when the alert comes through. For more on what each phase means or actions to take in each phase, visit caymanprepared.ky.
Reading is a match that lights the flame of imagination, innovation, curiosity, ambition. Register today for the inaugural Free to the Public Literacy Conference, the Life Conference 2025, Saturday, November 1st, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., the Kimpton Seafire Resort, 7 Mile Beach. The theme, Early Childhood, Strong Start, Strong Future. Keynote speaker, Dr. Dan Worry, founder of the Early Childhood Policy Solutions. Register now. Go to lifeconference.ky. Life, literacy is for everyone. Supported by Rotary Central, Cayman Islands.
Hey, Cayman, this is DJ Lynn. Catch me live weekdays from 7 till 10 a.m. on the Morning Breeze, our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM. We're waking you up with the best adult contemporary hits with the 70s, 80s, 90s, and much more. So start your morning the Cayman way with me, DJ Lynn, on the Morning Breeze.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and let's take a look at the weather here. The forecast for the rest of today, isolated showers, and that goes straight into the night. Winds are out of the northeast at 15 to 20 knots with higher gusts, moderate to rough seas, with wave heights of 4 to 6 feet, and small craft should exercise caution over the open water. And the synopsis is saying an upper-level trough located just west of Jamaica will continue to weaken before lifting northeast tonight. This trough, along with Melissa's close proximity, may continue to support some showers at times throughout the today. Fresh to locally strong winds with frequent gusts are expected to persist through the next few days as Melissa continues to approach Jamaica, tightening the pressure gradient over the northwest Caribbean. And let's see what the latest update is from our National Weather Service here is concerning the storm. The movement, it is moving east-southeast at 2 miles per hour. Let me tell you, this thing goes kind of in a direction it wants for a while, right? It'll even stop on you. And right now, Melissa is about 511 miles southeast of Grand Cayman, 440 miles southeast of Cayman Brac. Maximum sustained winds 45 miles an hour. And this is the advisory here. The National Hurricane Center continues its advisories on Tropical Storm Melissa. The storm is moving slowly at about 2 miles per hour, and environmental conditions are expected to become more favorable for development through the weekend, with Tropical Storm Melissa anticipated to become a hurricane by tomorrow. Further strengthening is likely, and the system could become a major hurricane by Monday as the system moves south of Jamaica. The recent forecast track has the system possibly moving a bit further east than previously indicated, There still remains uncertainty of how the system will move, its size and structure, and we could see possible changes of the track with new updates. Given the uncertainty that still exists with this storm, as we move into next week, residents are encouraged to remain cautious and prepared as we monitor Tropical Storm Melissa. Be aware of updates for any potential impact or advisories for the Cayman Islands using official channels of information, and there's going to be another update at 4:30 this afternoon. We have 2 callers on the line, so let's check in with them. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Good afternoon to you, Charles.
Good afternoon.
I remember something listening to the talk about the town problem here. Reconstruction, renovations. A prominent physician once said to me some years ago, when he said, Mickey, we're complaining ungrateful people. And that has stuck with me over the years. We are, as we said, a result of our own selves, find ourselves in this kind of dilemma. And I put it down to that 5-letter bad word, greed. A lot of it. We could have controlled the population long time ago. And that depended, of course, on the courage of our elected representatives. And I'm not going to take back when I say that. Courage, lack of courage, over the years brought us into our present dilemma. What was proposed when the renovations were was to turn Georgetown more or less into a pedestrian town. You remember, wasn't that the original idea? Sort of?
I remember hearing about that, yeah.
Yes, it would be pedestrian, and it should have been done a long time ago. Many Caymanians had suggested that. I one a long time ago to turn it in because there's no parking, as that gentleman said, and others have said, and you say. And I agree, there's no parking. And there was none for a long time now. And we could have alleviated that with a proper bus shuttle service, which I remember. Member of Parliament, now the leader of the opposition, Mr. Joey Hugh, in a previous government, he did initiate a public transport system, and it was free. And it went from West Bay, about the Westin Hotel, somewhere around there, and then it went from east, I think it was by the cricket field, or it could have been further than that.
Yeah, I know there was a shuttle running in town.
Yes.
I didn't know you went down West Bay Road, though. But
oh, yes, there was one that ran from there, too. And that was the whole thing. See the feedback, and they'd be running more and so forth, and it would have been a good thing. But did the people take it? Again, like political meetings, like anything with this hearing of this new bill for Parliament, putting it out there for the people to put their input in. Anyhow, if you don't have a computer and don't go online, you won't be involved in those things. Anyway,
I that struck me when I was reading about the Auditor General thing that they wanted feedback, but you have to go online to give your feedback.
Yeah, this is it. Most people who are interested in these things, a lot of them, they're not going to go online. Some don't have that ability, and some do, but they're not. If you came out to us and sat down with us like they do when they're going to canvass for votes come election time and so forth, so on. I'm not bashing anyone, but we live in this, as my old departed cousin Jim Barton used to say, big is not a dream world. We live in a Disney world. It's just not going to happen. We let people to make decisions for us every 4 years. Let them make decisions. If we're going to have to hold referendums and everything to make the decisions for them to then sit down and ponder whether you should listen to the result of a referendum, as we see now, that's in limbo, it's it's just not going to happen. That's what we elect them to do. Don't take the work away from them. Let them do their job, and so forth. And we get into this dilemma of confusion for 4 years again. And we play politics for 4 years, and everybody's talking politics for 4 years. And there we go again. There we go again.
Yeah, well, you can't run a country by referendum. I don't.
No, we can't. You can't. And that takes away months of, well, what are we going to do, about it, and months, and we have a 4-year cycle. That's why I've recommended, and others have too, that it be a 5-year term. A 5-year term, since we're crown colony, crown territory, whatever you want to call us. And it's the same thing, really, that we have to be involved with England, Great Britain on certain things, even though some of the things we could try and do it ourselves. But they say, well, these guys don't seem to try to do anything by themselves about certain things, so let's try and make a decision for them. And it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We could make some of our people, privileged people like the Red Indians in the United States, that they have a special citizenship. The UK hasn't told us we can't do it. I never heard of them saying that. But we haven't gone and said this is what we're going to do. We're going to make generational Caymanian special citizens, get special privileges. There is only maybe 20,000 people can say that they're generational Caymanians, their parents and grandparents, etc., etc.
Give me an example of what special privilege such people would receive.
Like the Red Indians, they live on special property, hundreds of thousands of acres. No one else can. They have special tax breaks. They have special lakes that only they can fish in, that's filled with the best of salmon and so forth. No one else can fish there. That's been over 100 years. They have that privilege. And they have casinos in states where there's no law. They control them and so forth. And they
on the reservations, yeah.
Yes, tax privileges, and it's not little pieces of land, there are hundreds of thousands of acres and so forth. We can say, yes, all the bad treatment in the past, but they used to kill each other too. You've got to remember that. And this could be done. That's a huge country, 350 million people. What we got here is, probably 110,000. Not 90,000 is a ridiculous figure. I know I put my head on the chopping block for saying that.
You think it's over 100?
I think it's over 100, yes, definitely. Been over that. We have no direct income tax. There's no control on our population, really. We can't say who is working here and who is not working here. We can't really say this is the GDP. We can't. This is millions of dollars flowing every day. That's in cash money to people, and we know that. The government knows it. People are betting on numbers about $2 million a day. The government could be taxing it. We're not doing anything to do that and make some money out of it, but we're not going to do it.
You think it's the numbers games is up to $2 million a day?
I think so. I've heard others say that and agreed with me and say it's more.
I mean, I know the population is more, so I guess it's more betting going on.
It's everywhere. You've got to realize.
Sounds like a big number.
$50, $60 on numbers, and it's 6 times a day. They're betting. I believe it's 6 times a day. The Jamaican numbers run like that. And they're living in this Disney world, is what I'm saying, because anybody can go around and see it. I won't go into things, but it's just, if it wasn't so very serious, it would be utterly laughable. With the storm, Charlo, I'm wondering if they're doing the same old things they used to do up to a few years ago, sending the Orion Hurricane Hunter plane into it. Or they're depending on the artificial intelligence thing and radar.
No, they still send planes. They still send planes in. The Hurricane Hunters still go in.
That storm is heading east of us. It's heading to the southeast, which is 22.5 degrees.
Yeah, it took a little jog down there. Yeah.
South of east. So it's heading back east at the present time. And I'm just wondering if...
Well, this morning, this morning it was stationary.
Yes, it was stationary from yesterday. 2 miles an hour, 1 mile an hour. Actually, almost stationary.
Yeah, this morning Miami said it was, the National Hurricane Center said it was stationary.
Yes, and then I hear it's heading to the southeast. That's what.
Yeah, well, I guess
I didn't
it
say.
took a little jog there. But, they still send the planes in because I look at the National Hurricane Center website and the discussions and so forth that they have, and they will say, a hurricane hunter is scheduled to fly in, this afternoon to get information.
Then they used to say it. I know they used to do a lot of it. They used to send them through here, by here, all that.
I think there's two of them.
Times.
I think there's
Air Force, the huge dome.
Air Force Reserve, and then there's the NOAA Hurricane Hunter.
There's NOAA. There are
there's two
the one with the huge
planes that go in
dome,
there.
a 30-foot dome on top of our fuselage. Used to stop by here quite a lot and go out, and that was a very accurate sort of garnering of information. But it might be multiple eyes. It might not giving you the bandwidth of the wind. Whether they used to do that 50 miles out, 25 miles.
Yeah, well,
wind,
remember it's still a tropical storm, and it's still it's kind of a sloppy, unorganized. Still, it's not
Yeah, it's almost still like a depression, really, with gusting tropical storm force winds. I guess it's it's good to hype things up, and because television depends on money, billions of dollars, and you make it by sensationalizing things, and one man's meat is another man's poison. Supermarkets and hardware stores make a lot of money out of sensationalizing things for a while, and then you find a way to calm the people down and say all that plywood you bought, you can use it for some other things.
Build a shed.
Yeah, build a shed. Go to planning and pay $5,000 for a plan to build a 15 by 10 shed, and then let's sit for a year for them to approve it and so forth.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about a hurricane. It's they look like they're coming your way, and you're 5-6 days out, and it's headed your way, but then it changes and it goes around you. And you went and bought, you got the plywood and all that.
Yeah, you got to find something to do with it. Mercifully, I think you'll be spared the brunt of this thing. If it even
well, let's hope so.
They can put it, but let's not say we'll send it down here to Honduras or so forth, Costa Rica, and then those poor people down there.
Yeah.
But then it's human, we pass things off and say, but it's better than
I remember I mentioned this a couple of days ago. I think it was Mitch. We said, oh, God spared us. He sent it to Honduras and, killed the people down there. It's like, what do you mean? It's like... Yeah, they're praying for it, but I don't think God did that like that. It's our kind of doing, this is our kind of way. Environmental conditions.
Yes, but anyway, Charles, I think the thing in town, it'll straighten itself out if we had just kept on with the bus system and all that.
The shuttle
thing with Mr. Hugh, the shuttle thing, I think it would have worked. And I was disappointed when a new government came, they wouldn't continue. You know how it is. I stopped what you were doing because I won't get any credit and so forth. And that's human. But it's wrong. We do that all the while.
Well, I was thinking about it, and I guess for the average person, the only reason to go downtown is if you bank downtown, or you maybe you have to go to court.
Yes.
Maybe every once in a while you need to buy some jewelry as a gift for the lady or something. But
you remember what Mr. Champy Forbes said? When one of I won't call his name, famous Georgetowners came before him, and he said, they used to hold court at the JPs, and Mr. Champy said, guilty or not guilty? And he said, not guilty, sir. I said, of course you're guilty. You are guilty. That's why you're in court. You would not be in court if you weren't guilty. You wouldn't be in court. That's why you are in court. It's because you're guilty. He said he's guilty. He's guilty. That's why he's here in court. It's because he's guilty. Anyhow, someone else can tell you who the person was and so forth. And most people didn't know Mr. Champ, his real name, Mr. Amos. Everybody just called him Mr. Champ, even in court. Take care. Have a very good day.
All right.
Good weekend.
You have a good afternoon, too.
Bye.
And if you have a child that is in school and you're wondering what's going to be happening next week, because there still is uncertainty in the air when it comes to what's happening with Tropical Storm Melissa. And by next week, it will probably be an outright major hurricane. Exactly what the impact will be on Cayman, we're keeping our fingers crossed that we'll dodge the bullet. But the Cayman Islands government schools will reopen, but it will be, well, let me redo this. The schools reopening to be confirmed on Sunday. Yes, now I got it right. So they will be making an announcement on Sunday. It's on the 26th. The Ministry of Education and Training and the Department of Education Services advised that all government schools are scheduled. They're scheduled to reopen on Monday, the 27th, contingent on assessments of Tropical Storm Melissa. Of course, the safety of students and staff are of paramount importance, and as such, the Ministry of Education and Training and the Department of Education Services are closely monitoring weather advisories related to the weather system in coordination with Hazard Management Cayman, and will advise the public of any necessary changes. Parents and guardians will be promptly informed through school communication channels at approximately 6 p.m. on Sunday, the 26th, should closure or schedule adjustments be required. School-related updates will also be posted on the Department of Education Services Facebook page and at DES Cayman on Instagram. So schools are scheduled, but we have to wait and get that confirmed on Sunday. Let's hope that all is well next week, and it's this storm. It's like it goes on forever. Plodding slowly along, and as a tropical storm, and finally developing into a full-fledged hurricane. And it looks as once it gets to be a hurricane, it's going to make its exit out of the Caribbean fairly quickly. But my God, it seems like we've been waiting so long to find out exactly where this storm is going. You just want to get it over with now. And looking on the forecast track, it's looking better for us. Unfortunately, not that good for Jamaica, and that's how it goes with the hurricane. Looks good for somebody, not so good for the other area, because it's going further towards. It's going to be closer into Jamaica when it makes that turn. But will that be the case? We'll have to wait and see. Thank you for joining me. Have a great weekend. I'm Charles Glidden. Take care.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.